Hi, my name is Amanda Reill, and I'm an executive coach and executive ghostwriter. Welcome to my new channel, Reill Coaching. I said I was going to start this video series on December 1st, and I'm starting it on December 2nd because the fact that I didn't start on December 1st doesn't mean I still shouldn't do it. YouTube is scary to me, but the fact that you can do just a little bit of upskilling and get yourself capable of using tech tools that are scary is one of the reasons why I'm excited to be an executive coach, because I really enjoy partnering with people as they figure out how to find manageable solutions. Beginning this series because I had an experience a few years ago when I was trying to develop a relationship with a new therapist and found myself bearing my soul to two different individuals that still kind of felt like strangers at the end of it. And the person that I ended up landing on developing a therapist-client relationship with was somebody who had a lot of content online, and I felt like I could get to know her a little bit before I actually made the investment to jump into that relationship. So I figured as a coach, getting to know me for a minute might not be such a bad idea as you're trying to decide whether to take this leap. Both therapy and coaching are some of the most personal relationships that you can have depending on the subject matter. And so I think it's critical that you feel like I'm somebody that can know you and somebody that you can trust before you invite me into those areas of your life. As I've developed my coaching practice, I've been a little bit stubborn about this idea of choosing a niche. I've even written blog posts and articles about why it's critical that you do choose a niche when you're building a business. I'm not ready to say my niche is I help middle-aged women publish their first novel or something like that, because the diversity in my clientele is exactly what I feel like gives me value as a coach. I get a chance to learn from people who experience life in very different ways and very different kinds of career paths and experiences, and I'd like to keep that variety up. I'm willing to consult with pretty much anybody regarding coaching, whether it's leadership or whether it's creative, whether it's relationships, motherhood, spiritual, all those kinds of different things. This YouTube channel is designed for me to tell you a little bit more about who I am, and you can decide if you think that we're a good fit. If you choose to follow this channel, it's not just going to be all about me and who I am. I think the content is probably going to evolve over time, but there are 5 different areas that I know for sure will probably come in and out at some point along the journey. The first being coaching. It is a major passion of mine to sit with people and figure out how to obliterate the roadblocks in their lives. I often describe it as trying to untie a knot. You keep kind of going back to it and trying to see if you can get it to move or budge, and it kind of doesn't, so you just put it down and don't think about it for another couple of hours or days or weeks or months, and it just kind of sits there. Whereas with coaching, we can sit down and say, on Wednesday at 2:00, we're going to sit down and figure out how to untie this knot together. There's nothing that brings me more joy than getting to close a coaching session with somebody feeling that sense of, okay, I'm prepared and feeling empowered into the next thing, and I'm not feeling so stuck anymore. So I share a lot of tips about just life and how to be more productive and efficient and take better care of yourself and take better care of other people. That's going to be a lot of the content on this channel, I'm sure. I'm going to be sharing a lot of wisdom that I get from the tons of books that I consume, especially on the Libby Library app, and just sharing a lot of the wisdom of other people that I've gathered along the way, as well as random things that come to me and that I learn just from myself as I seek to live my life on purpose and fully show up for whatever it is that I'm here to do. I'm also a business leader and entrepreneur. My current full-time role is helping executives find their voice through my role at Massive Alliance, where I lead a team of 30 ghostwriters. I know what it is to lead a team. I know what it is to navigate high-level leaders, communicate with CEOs, deal with personality disorders in the workplace. I know what it's like to be in a startup environment. I know what it's like to strive for work-life balance, work-life integration. I know what it's like to manage side hustles or build a business while you're trying to work full-time. That's a world that I feel very comfortable in, and I'm excited to continue offering insights regarding that. Number 2 is I'm a writer, and I like to talk about the creative process. I love helping people find the time and balance to pursue those creative passions, whether or not they're getting paid full-time salaries to do it. I think that the creative process is completely magical, and I believe that the world's only going to get better if we continue to show up and allow ourselves to be more and more creative regardless of the jobs we work in. I'm also a mom, and I have 2 small children who are brilliant and 2 of my best teachers. I love talking about parenthood. I love watching these little people develop and figure out on my end how to both guide them and respect them. It's one of the greatest and most beautiful challenges that I think we have on this earth. I love taking lessons from business and applying them to parenthood and vice versa, because I think that all of life is really connected in these ways. And I also love spiritual things. I spent over a decade as a pastor in an intentional living community. My degree is actually in pastoral studies. My background is in the Christian world, but I do believe that all of our journeys are our own. In my ministry background, I worked with a lot of people who were recovering from substance abuse, codependency, lots of other childhood traumas. I'm not a licensed therapist, but I probably have done a lot of unlicensed therapy over the years with different folks who have come in and out of our doors. And in this season of life, I'm really reflecting on a lot of the ways that the evangelical church, which I had been a part of, has really grown over time into something that no one person probably really intended it to be. And I think there has been a lot of harm that's come to a lot of people as a result. So there are many people, I think, especially in my age bracket, who are trying to pull apart their old faith. We often call this deconstruction, and see what passes the litmus test of love. I'm eager to join others on that journey, but regardless of your spiritual background or lack of spiritual background, that can be as much or as little as part of your coaching experience with me as you like. I might talk about some of those things on this channel as the world continues to evolve and we continue to figure out together how to live in this place. So those are the big things that I think of right away, but I'd love for this to be a place of rich knowledge and love and diversity. I would love for this channel to become a place where people feel reinvigorated about their lives, they feel challenged, encouraged, and just feel like they have a friend in the journey of life. There'll probably be many more things about me to come. I'm a nonfiction book junkie. I love following the Freakonomics podcast, TED Talks. I'm an Enneagram 7, as I mentioned, so I thrive on variety. I love cooking, especially for the weekly open invite brunch that we host at our house each weekend. I can lick my elbow, which is supposed to be anatomically impossible, and now you're about to try to do it. Anything else that you'd like to know about me, please feel free to drop me a line or put a question down in the comments. I really look forward to going on this social media journey with all of you and helping us all get a little bit more whole, one step at a time.